All right, hi everyone. Welcome to this week's edition of the Carvel Community Meeting. Today's date is April 19th, 2021. This meeting is being recorded and uploaded to our YouTube playlist. So please read and abide by our code of conduct, which is listed here in the agenda when you attend these meetings. If you have anything you wish to discuss while attending this community meeting, please do so. Do add that to the discussion topics, or if there's any triage help, you can replace this note with your triage help issue, or down here, replace it with your discussion topic, and we will get to it. For anything that we don't get to, we usually move those off to the office hours, which happen every second and fourth Thursday of the month at 11:30 a.m. Pacific time. However, the next time we meet for Carvel office hours is this week on April 22nd, and we've modified it a little bit and have turned it into a kind of a working group session. The goal here is to discuss this particular proposal and get feedback on the document. We invite the community to join us for that particular working group session, and just provide all the feedback that you may have regarding this. So I encourage you to read that over and attend that meeting, which again is April 22nd at 11:30 a.m. Pacific time, 2:30 p.m. Eastern time. And with that, I will kick it on over to Erin Hurley to start off with status updates and the rest of the agenda items.
All right, let me share my screen. Let's see. I was trying to think about other announcements, and I think on the release front, we did release a patch release of image package 06.1. Some bug fixes in there that were discovered last week. I don't know, anything else to share on that one? No, cool. Some fairly minor bug fixes. But let's maybe chat about where we are with our various tracks. So schemas v1, it is currently in progress. I don't know, John or Carrie, one of y'all want to share how the past week went?
Yeah, we're making progress. We can do this together, Carrie. There's actually like quite a bit of work that got done this last week. Carrie will talk to this like to the point where we feel like it's really important that we focus on getting a release available, so the folks can kick the tires on this stuff. But there's also like been some great improvements on the tool overall in order to incorporate some of the features we want out of schema, things like being able to overlay on nulls, being able to detect when a YAML file is a template when it's not, and choose the right behavior, which has been something that folks have been wanting for some time. There's a bunch of stuff in there, and we're in the process of pulling together the contents for that release. But we continue on to stay focused on getting this first milestone for schemas complete, which is about thoroughly supporting type checking in all the different parts of YTT, including libraries and things of that sort. Carrie, can you think of anything in there I might have missed in terms of like progress this week, or anyone else? But...
Nope, I think we'll be talking about it maybe in a separate issue later on.
Sounds good, thank you. And then we also have some schemas v2, so work outside of type checking that is on our radar and actively being defined. A couple of proposals here are listed. The accept unannotated YAML as data values. Best practice there is to call it plain YAML, since unannotated is difficult to say. And then another proposal that's currently being written is support exporting OpenAPI from YTT schemas. I don't know if there's folks want to add any notes there, or just take a look when you have a moment.
Yeah, we're pretty excited about the value in going through the proposal process here actually helped us make some great choices with that first proposal. We were actually looking at creating a special type of file mark within YTT. And on further reflection, as we were working through the conversations around the proposal, we realized that there was a better compactness to thinking about this input as an actual, I mean, it's obvious when I say it out loud, like an extension of the data values flags. So anyway, so we've actually reworked a whole bunch of that proposal to take in that insight. So we're actually really excited about getting that released. It's going to affect not just those who are integrating with YTT, but those who are actually using it. We're hoping it's going to improve the overall experience as folks get started with it. And then in terms of the open API support, we've got a whole bunch of work there that we've defined out in terms of, hey, given a YTT schema, converting that to open API JSON schema. And also looking into exploring how can we support some of the use cases beyond just knowing what are the configuration items, but maybe even providing a way for capturing some UI hints. So if you have a GUI tool that is presenting, giving a nice presentation to the end user, that you can actually include hints about like, oh, I only want to show this if this condition occurs, or I want to use this widget for this particular data value, or this is not even something you should present in a GUI. So we're looking and exploring in those things within that work as well. But yeah, click the links, take a look. Always love your feedback.
Awesome. Let's see, we also have a bit of work around release tooling that's in progress. Dennis, do you want to share any highlights there?
A lot of the time has been spent waiting for things to be approved. I plan on continuing work this week. The last thing I was waiting on just got approved last Friday, so that's where that's at.
Cool. And then we also have a track of work ongoing around the package manager API MVP. Eli or Daniel want to share there?
Right now, working through some of the debuggability, so adding statuses to various new resources. Next up, we'll start adding like schemas or like a schemas field to like installed packages, so consumers can specify values that their packages take.
Cool, sounds good. All right, let's dive into the backlog then. So I believe we have some schema stories to chat about. We likely do have substantial runway for this week, especially since it's a shortened week with Friday off. Any reason to start discussing this one today?
I think we could defer that to the end of the meeting if we've got time and we want to do it. But I'm with you. I think we have horizon for the week.
Cool.
There was one bit about the I think it's in the new issues pipeline. So that same epic, but the new issues, yeah. So this one we were talking about bringing in, yeah. I know Carrie's you got your finger on the pulse on this one.
Yeah. We've had a couple of people from the community ask when the next YTT release is, and so we have sort of been prompted to figure out what has been changed since our last release on January 11th. So this issue is specifically to just track that and like gather the release notes for what has been changed. Because the amount of work on develop is a little bit larger than our usual releases, we decided to create an entire issue to track this. So there's some work that will be part of this that are specific to schemas and behind the schema in feature flag. And then there's some work that is not behind the schema feature flag, such as a couple of things that John was mentioning at the beginning of the meeting, overlaying onto null values, the default merge operation for array items. When you're overlaying an array item, the default operation is now to append them. So we want to get these things out in a release, and this story is to track them.
Cool, that sounds good. Do y'all want to point this story and discuss, I don't know, surface any complexities?
I think of this as a task it's worth talking through, but yeah, I didn't think about pointing it per se. But yeah, if there's stuff that we want to surface about.
Yeah, maybe I'll just open it up. If folks, like, do folks have any additional comments beyond what Carrie and John have shared? All right. Well, maybe we don't need to further discuss this one then. Does this look like the right spot in the backlog? Is this prioritize that, I guess, as like the next thing we'll pick up?
Yeah, I don't see any reason to delay cutting release. I don't think that there is any features that need to be grouped together or anything like that. So seems good.
Cool. Anything else on the schemas track? Let's see, looking at these. I don't think there's going to be any of these stories that are ready to discuss yet. What if I look at the non-epics tasks? So I know that we have this image package story, provide copy progress feedback. Any ideas if we're unblocked here yet?
We're still blocked. We're waiting for GCR to cut a release.
Okay, we'll leave that one there. And then we have two other image package stories here at the top. Again, since it's a shortened week, I'm guessing that the amount of stuff that we already have pointed is probably going to be plenty of runway, especially since we are trying to parallelize on the schemas track as much as possible. Is there anything else people want to talk about? If not, this might be a light meeting.
Going once, going twice. Okay, sounds like we had a pretty short community meeting this go around, which is nice, ties into our short week we're having, which means we have Earth Day to celebrate this week. So please, do what you can to celebrate the planet that we live on. But I do encourage you to also meet with us this Thursday for our office hours. We do have some lengthy discussion there to be had. Again, that's on the agenda, and I'll also put it within the YouTube description while you're watching this from home. We meet for those office hours every second and fourth Thursday of the month at 11:30 a.m. Pacific time, 2:30 p.m. Eastern time. And then we meet every Monday for our Carvel community meeting at the same time, 11:30 a.m. Pacific time, 2:30 p.m. Eastern time. So we look forward to seeing you around. Thanks again.